ultimately be the one to decide their fate. Today's decision could see the brothers walk free after 30 years behind bars. For more, let's bring in attorney and former federal prosecutor Neama Rahmani live in Los Angeles. Neama, this is a stunning development this morning. The country's top prosecutor recommending life without parole be removed. Talk us through what happens now.
Well, the next step is for the judge in the case, Judge Ryan, to decide whether to agree to the recommendation, in which case the brothers would be released in a matter of days after that hearing. They could be home in time for the holidays. Or the judge can reject the recommendation by deciding that they pose an unreasonable risk to the public. So really, all eyes are on the judge now, and he's going to decide the fate of both Eric and Lyle. And if you asked me a year ago or even a couple months ago whether this would be possible, I would tell you absolutely not. It just goes to show the power of a Netflix series and social media.
Yeah, well, they the DA actually referenced the documentary that's on Netflix as well, saying that and other documentaries about them, and I'm assuming the series too, have renewed so much interest in the case that his office was being flooded with calls. So what does this decision today make? What does it say about the power of culture out there, the power of public scrutiny, the power of reinvestigating cases that may just be sitting there?
Well, we've seen it time and time again. Just this week, the BBC documentary about Jeffries, the former Abercrombie CEO, brought to light that case and resulted in a criminal prosecution. Obviously, a lot has changed when it comes to sex abuse and our understanding. During the second trial, prosecutors argued that men couldn't be sexually abused, and we know that's not the case, and a lot has changed culturally. But, really these documentaries, and there's so many examples. Britney Spears got out of her conservatorship after the documentaries. R. Kelly, he was finally brought to justice after the documentary. Bob Dersh and the Jinx, Harvey Weinstein, the New York Times investigation, even Jeff Epstein. So the power of media, the power of TV, and like you said, 8, maybe even 9 out of 10 people that are following this case actually have sympathy for Eric and Lyle because of the abuse that they suffered. And it's just, something that would be unfathomable, 10, 20, 30 years ago when they shot and killed their parents as they were watching TV, eating ice cream in the back of the head.
We've also heard new evidence, and that's played a part in this process, hearing from family members. How much of an impact has that had, do you think, on today's decision?
Not really a whole lot from a legal perspective, and this is why. I believe the brothers were abused, and I believe all victims of sex abuse, but it doesn't necessarily change the legal analysis in the case, and this is why. To use deadly force in California, where I live, you need to reasonably believe that you're at risk of death or serious bodily injury. So that risk wasn't at play there. And even if you believe the argument that the brothers thought that their father, Jose, would kill them if they outed him, how does that argument necessarily apply to Kitty? Again, what happened to the brothers doesn't fit squarely within self-defense law and using deadly force. That's the challenge in this case. So arguing that justice and the abuse that they suffered allows them to be set free is one thing, but to argue that this was self-defense because of the sex abuse, that's a much more difficult argument, and that's why the district attorney didn't go that route.
Right, and as well, all eyes will be on the judge in the next few days to see what decision he makes. Neama, great to have your insight again. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.